ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the FSN Moba Community Cup, which is, of course, brought to you by Lidoma, powered by them, and it's a total prize pool of 27,000 rupees. And it's going to be, if I'm not mistaken, it is the semifinals, and these are the single elimination rounds. We're going to be heading into a full-on stone cold because it's a winter season, right? But with a heated matchup of a best of three series between two teams, which is going to be Team Peak on the blue side, and on the other side we have Team Iboughta Property in Egypt. It's going to be going in for a best of three series. So let's see. It's a single elimination, so the winner will move forward.
I am a daughter of Northern Vale. I swear to protect it till my last breath. My tail's been itching for a real fight.
So Asia, welcome back to the casting desk. It's a new year, but I mean, the game is obviously an old one. I should get one anyways. Welcome to the casting desk.
Thank you. Thank you for the welcome. And yep, it's been quite a while. I can see some new. I really don't know if it's the teams. Like they have done some homework and they know that, like maybe some special, one trick heroes getting banned out there. Or else Priya is kind of good. I would say with Angela. Even after the nerf, I would say Angela still stands really strong. Maybe one of the ban options. Yeah.
Fight for the ultimate answer.
Yeah, the second ban coming up, Hilda once again. Like the recently buffed heroes, and most of them banning away the tanky heroes, or something which can be played in the EXP.
Most likely, it's. I mean, I don't wanna. I mean, I'm caught up to the patch note, but I haven't got the time to execute it properly. But let's see. Obviously, on the blue side, we have
Make some noise for yours truly.
Known by two names, Peak to Plummet, or AKA Yellowstone. But looks like a lot of their members, not a lot of them, I think two of their members either have changed the name or they have new members, which is Oh My Arka and Big Hero 6. Not sure if this is the previous, EXP and Marksman. But yeah, as always, the jungler Lemonair is the roamer and Savage Warrior is the mage. On the other side, it is a team that I've not heard of before, so congrats to them for reaching to this phase. Let's see how they do with one of the teams that is in the top 16 of the Mythic leaderboards, and it is Superpower PG waruwaru.exe, and I'm not sure how to pronounce S4's name, and lastly Jezem. So with the bans already done, looks like it's mostly the typical bans. Nothing much has changed so far that I've been away. Yeah, it looks like still standard bans.
Yeah, definitely, and I would say recently maybe since you can see both the teams going in for the rumor or kind of the XP bans. Maybe X-Work might not be on that list because recently he's been wreaking havoc since he just goes with the tank emblem with the Sky Piercer. Kind of impossible to kill, but never mind. Last ban coming up with the Lancelot. Very, he's like the odd one out there because he's the only assassin. And again, he does wreak havoc into the back lines. So, makes sense. With the first pick coming up, a lot of options, Ray, what do you think?
I think it's also because it's Ezo is the Lancelot main. He's actually one of the, I think, currently he's reached, I mean, last season I think he reached India top, I think that's why. So, good research from the side of Team Iboughta Egypt. No, Iboughta Property in Egypt. I don't know even how to abbreviate that, but anyways, first pick right now coming in from the side of Team P, and let's see if they will go for most likely an EXP, considering they have been really focusing on towards the EXP sides. But okay, it's gonna be Lucian coming in for Savage Warrior, going for a comfort pick because I remember Savage was really spamming this Lucian as much as possible. But on the other side, let's see how do they respond with. They have a chance to pick up the assassin, but some of them have been nerfed quite a while. What do you think could be a contending pick right now?
Well, first of all, I would say Zushan did receive a nerf, but then again, still pretty good when it comes to the control. You can grab onto the control for the team fights, and mostly if there are kind of a XP, tanky heroes, then she shines the most. So I think Team Egypt, let's just call them Team Egypt, they might go in for something which is, not that easy for Lucian to control. And I would say both these picks are pretty good. So I was, of course, a lot of mobility. Same goes for Eve. Just poke with the first skill and then move away. Gets the speed boost. And I would say one of the good tanky heroes tanks, especially requires a lot of skills and a proper counter for the Hayabusa. Might like a good Kufra can be a nightmare for the Hayabusa, right?
Okay, as a goes for his second comfort pick, which is of course the Joy, but yeah, the Kufra. Kufra is okay. They decide to not go for it yet, and they go for, of course, the evergreen Lapu Lapu. But yeah, coming back to what you said, the Hayabusa, I think, what is it again? Kufra, I think it's not the biggest threat for a simple reason, is the fact that Kufra really, really needs a lot of micro to making sure that he catches the Hayabusa. Something akin to a Franco, for example, is much easier to lock in, or other heroes that have lock-in skills, but Kufra really depends. So I think the Kufra might not be the best just yet. We have to wait out for the gold laner, of course. If the gold laner doesn't have many dashes, or instead it has many dashes, the Kufra would be a good contender. But with it, of course, they come in with a really solid counter, which is going to be the Esmeralda. But a lot of the times people do and have played Lapu Lapu against Esmeralda and have won, because what it really doesn't matter for the XP laner if they win or lose a lane. What really matters is team fight, and Lapu Lapu is just a really nasty fighter that can really wreak havocs in the front line and in the back line as well.
So yeah, definitely. And let's just say it depends on skills of even the Esmeralda, because I would say a good Esma, he will join in those team fights right from level 2, and she can zone away the Ocean, she can zone away even the Joy. Even though Joy, I would say right now Eve might face some issues. She really needs to, first look around and see if she is in that position to give that ultimate, because if she's just anywhere out there, the Lapu jumping onto her with a flicker, even Joy, easy target since she is standstill. So for now, both the drafts are looking pretty good, especially Team Egypt. They, they first think and then they counter the draft coming in from the side of Team Peak.
Yeah, most likely I think that's what they're trying to do. It's a best of 3 series though, so it's a good position to be in defensive mode. But let's see how far it will take them. For now though, the next bans are coming in, and of course the Gatot Kacha, like you said, and of course Gatot Kacha should be a respectable ban considering you are playing a Eve, which is very vulnerable to a dive. And considering the side of Peak is already like 2 diving heroes, maybe even 3 if the Zushin plays aggressive. So I think banning out the Gatot Kacha is just a wise man's choice. So lastly, the 2 bans are going to be coming in. Peak, as usual, is still going to be focusing on the bans of stronger EXP lane, or in general hefty tanky heroes, which will basically lay a groundwork for them to, I mean, for their marksmen to be more comfortable, because Esmeralda is not someone that can easily dive into the back lane. So let's see what the next 2 bans are going to be. Maybe Peak will also go in for another contending EXP lane ban or a fighter ban, because of course dual fighter gold lanes are still a possibility. That's the reason that the Terizla showed up, because they expected the Esmeralda could have gone to the gold lane. Or there's a chance that this Lapu Lapu is also a gold laner, Let's see if they're going to be going with that dual fighter gold lane composition.
So yeah, I was just thinking maybe the Esma goes for the goal. Pretty expectable. Khalid being banned away. So I would say a lot of good options, like Ixia, Tiggy are also open. Right now, let's just think that will Team Egypt, will they, like, if they have the option to take a marksman, because they do need some burst, although they do have the Eve, and they also have the Hayabusa, but then again, Hayabusa really needs some snowball in the early. Same goes for the Joy, needs some snowball. And right now, I would say the drafts are pretty set. Like, both the early comps are pretty strong. So, I would say the last 2 picks are which will make the difference. The roamer, will they go for a setter roam? Will they go for a defensive roam? Or maybe just support, since Angela is also open? I would say Esma with Angela can actually be pretty broken.
But at the same time, Angela will not be able to ult the Hayabusa more frequently, because of the simple fact that Hayabusa can expire her ultimate itself. But look what we have here. I think they're just showing off. But let's see this. They go for this. Oh my god. Okay, so Kaja is going to be into the roam position. And Big Hero 6 here might, I don't know why he's going after Kufra. He's most likely going to be going with the gold or the XP lane itself. So since the Barang is, I think 90% chances it's gonna be a roam itself. I don't doubt like, yeah. The Lapu is gonna be going for the Expellion if this carry is locked in. I do think the carry is kind of a, not sure. I'll see how it goes. I'll see how it goes. And there we go. The glue is gonna be coming in, and I have not played the game ever since the SpongeBob skin showed up. So if they pick up the glue, it's gonna be my first time seeing those skins in game. But let's see though. Okay, looks like they're gonna be going for a traditional gold versus gold instead.
I would say carry kind of vulnerable here. I would say like of course carry is pretty strong in the late game, but there is a Hayabusa, there is an Esmeralda, and considering the short range carry has, will Badang let her live? I'm sure that they are going to, just gank, because you don't want that late game potential to flare up as soon as possible. So I would say the team really needs to support the carry, play around her from the mid to the late, and for the early, help the jungler to grab onto that snowball.
I think that should be their game plan. But let's see how much of it really translates into execution, right? But with it, the lineup is going to be solid and final. And with it, we're going to be seeing, of course, the side of Team P going in with the Zushin, Joy, Lapu Lapu, and carry combo. The Kaja being the only weird one out here, but at the same time, I guess they don't want to run into a risk of the Hayabusa, perhaps. But I do think that's a very bold choice. But we'll soon find out enough. On the other side, we of course have the Badang into the roaming position. So going for a setter kind of a composition. So let's just see how good it's going to be, Asaya.
All the set into motion. Here we are, ladies and gentlemen, into the land of dawn. This is the best of 3 between Team Peak on the blue side going up against Team I bought a property in Egypt on the red side. Quite a name out there, maybe just because of the song. But yeah, here we are. And then again, Ray, I would like to ask you, just, do you think we'll get the first blood? Which lane?
Oh, that is good question. First blood, I think gold lane has a high chance because Carrie is one of those marksmen with like really low range in the early game, and she can get ambushed easily by, I mean, just the flicker needs to be baited out by the Granger itself, and then boom, you can easily, take that first blood. I don't think it's easy to take down the Lapu Lapu. Esmeralda is on flicker. Either the XP lane or it's gonna be the gold lane. I do think the mid laners should be able to, sustain themselves because they're gonna be with the roamers. So I think it's either gonna be the gold or the XP, but more votes on the gold.
Definitely, and we can already see that how Team Egypt, they are trying to, focus lies towards the gold lane because we can already see one rotation coming up already. Meanwhile, Kaja doing the Kaja things pretty strong in the early, but we do see a very clear force from the Zushin, and that's the beauty of Abadan. The wall is just way too annoying, and then once again, is the zones creating up? Hayabusa going in with the This takes away Manta's that ultimate.
Two flickers already getting used in the early game on the side of Team Peak, so they don't have it. But look at that on the top lane. Gold lane versus gold lane still going in strong, but the turtle gonna be showing up. Oh, looks like the first blood might be here, but no. Peachy will run away. And for now, looks like the side of Team Peak has more control on that turtle and just might be able to get it because look at that. Their roamer is not here. They go for it.
They do have the high chance, but Badan will be back in pretty soon. Right now, I would say both the mages are also pretty good. I would say Lucian already level 4, Izo going in for the turtle, Hayabusa comes in, trying to use that ultimate on Lemon, but of course it is easy to get that last hit onto the turtle. She is struggling between 3 people, tries to use flicker, and here comes the wall, gets a bit of the shield, but it was enough as so with the electrifying beats, grabs onto that kill, and next, in waiting away the blue, Yabi just trying to poke them away, zone them away, but they do know that blue is taken away from the hands of the Hayabusa.
Okay, oh my Arga gets taken down as you finish speaking, and I was pretty wrong. Looks like it was actually the jungler who got taken down. Not expected. Hayabusa probably went in a little bit too aggro and paid with his life, and of course Barang, despite the clutch Steel will get taken down as well. The score sits at 2-1. Peak still having that upper hand, and mid lane pressure building up strong with the Zushin, of course, bordering as much as possible. But let's see, Lemonair into the mid lane, providing the vision for the rest of the team. Gold lane advancing towards it. Let's see what they will go. I think for now they might just play a little bit safe until the next hurdle.
Well, that's the only option, especially because I think carry, against a Granger who is already level 4, pretty hard to sustain the lane. Just considering that her lane is like her range is so small, and also Granger has been just poking her away, yet still, being safe. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Lapu rotating all the way from the EXP grabs onto that kill onto the E. Once again on peak, I would say for now, creating that zone for taking turtle of the game.
I think, okay, bottom lane. Lemonair is all alone. They could have actually prioritize on him, and I think that's what they're trying to do. But Hayabusa Sugapawa, I think he was a little bit far away, but no, I think he can get it. He's too tanky. Or is he? Wow.
See, it's the heal coming in from the card of the break. I mean, just look at the sustain he has right now. Zushin gets that kill on the PT, well behind the lane. Yeah, he also gets taken down, as it is, of course, Joy with the damage coming in. I would say, Ray, the game is already set in motion because Hayabusa, I think so, he has the snowball which he really needs. Meanwhile, the fight still going up against 3 versus 1. Esmeralda getting trapped on by Zushin. He is on the killing spree. Oh my god, this mate's insane. Meanwhile, Izo grabbing onto that turtle. Might go in for the invade for the red. Actually being a very good sustain in the front. With the ultimate, with the peak, and just trying to gank up on the Granger. Sad to see that how Granger, who could have dominated the gold lane, was back.
Yeah, mostly because, of course, the team is losing the lanes right now in the mid phase. And even the XP laner got taken down in the mid lane itself. So right now the gold lane is going to be the priority. Granger still doing his best to defend, but is it enough? That turret gets taken down.
It's a complete can coming out. Just look at Lapu with a flicker and a stun coming up. Payavi moves back. Meanwhile, just look at the RWM picking up his damage. Enough right now. They just carry with the dash, tries to move away. A bit of the shield. So them. Of course, it's a carry who melts her down. But this set games just set in motion with the coming on top, with the turtle, with the kills, with the macro.
And with that, you can clearly see the side of Peak is, of course, taking the whole game now on itself. 5,000 gold advantage, climbing to almost 6,000 and 9-1 KD ratio. And with it, they're right now putting the pressure into the macro, trying to take they already took the top one, and right now they're putting in the pressure on the mid lane. They will have to retreat for now, but I think the next hurdle is going to be a really easy take because the side of team iboughtapropertyinegypt is not in a position or the map coverage to really try to contest it anymore. But so far, let's see. Savage Warrior has 3 kills. I think we should get the Sky Bridges soon. Okay, on the top lane, Joy going in all alone in bits of 5. Oh my god.
Damage is insane though, but we can kill just to move away with the dashes. And that Joy for you. That's a fair Joy for you. The damage is also insane. We also need to retreat for now. The buffs have been taken away from the hands of Hayabusa. The snowball completely out of their hands. And I would say Carrie is also pretty farmed up for now. She can start melting the Badang. She can start melting even the Esmeralda. And with this, the second also taken away from the bot lane. Look at the suppression coming in from the Badang. Tries to take down the Badang. But of course, he is the tank after all. You're just forced to retreat into the safety of the base.
I think he was trying to catch Hayabusa, but Hayabusa came in clutch, but not this time. Oh, he does. He retreats, but look at that.
Once again, Sushin coming into clutch as Badang taking the homework. It's taken down out there, the RWF, just for some defense out there. The Holy Shield still stands. Will be taken down right there. Esmeralda, one from the Sushin, and it's like half of the HP completely gone.
I think Savage Warrior probably should. I think he should have bought the Sky Piercer by now. But regardless of that, 307 Sushin is very fair. And even a Lapu Lapu on 412 is immensely fair as well. You can clearly see he doesn't really care anymore about his positioning or anything because he can just flex however he wants. and he can just fight it. And look at that, Izo over here also took down the Hayabusa. Was it with the suppression? Yeah, I think so. Lemonade doesn't have the ultimate anymore. Look at Ezo still going in.
Oh my god, look at the damage coming in. A double kill secured. Gets stunned by the banana onto the wall, but here comes Labu just for the back. Damage being taken off. He's a stall though. But unfortunately, the dashes are not enough. Labu still going up strong against Esmeralda. The perfect counter. It just looks so long coming in. And one more stun connecting up. The final inhibitor taken down. With this, I was trying to just do something out there, but the damage isn't enough for now. The RWF coming up just to defend the base. But look at the Lucian, the airborne, the knockup she does. It's so annoying at this point. Don't think so. That side of Team Egypt do have a chance for defense. What do you think, Ray?
Yeah, at this point the game is basically kind of gone because 16 or 11,000 goal lead. Unless the side of Team Peak just makes blunders after blunders, it's just not possible anymore to really go for it. So let's just see what happens. Right now the Lord still not spawned yet. Pretty crazy to think about that. Oh, Kaja goes in for a really strong suppression. Look at that.
So there's the ball also coming in along with the fist crack, but PG will be taking enough to carry his nuts. And so Esmeralda's second one get taken away. The RWM coming up. He's just he's so not even dive it, even though he has his ultimate, but the energy is pretty low. And so has to be wary of the Lapu who's just flickering up. He's wary of the suppression coming in from the Kaja. With this, the second inhibitor also getting taken away. Carry already melting down the base even without the minions. Just trying to defend. Hayabusa goes in with the ultimate, tries to take down someone, but the stun bomb coming in from the Lapu, which is crazy. Stay the 3 stun coming up. He's all capitalizes. Takes one turret again, but fist frag onto 3 people, and he tries to move away, but the zone coming in from the Zushin is pretty insane. And look at Izo. Right in front of the fountain. Another kill secured out there. I think this might even be the final march. There's Hayabusa who is trying to clear up. He has the shadows though, but then again, Izo goes in once again, just 2 dashes away. The ultimate, the Wiki Shadow Killer fight. On the hands of the Hayabusa, I would say a bit aggressive.
Yeah, because the thing is, I'm not really sure what Ezo was doing right there because, I mean, he was able to do 1v5 before, but that was like taken down almost. So I'm not sure why he did it again. I just think that's a case of overconfidence. What is that, Lemonade? Underbelt at 10 minutes. I don't think that's worth it anymore. I mean, you can stack up, but that's like a first item thing. Like, I'm not really sure. I think that's kind of a waste of a spot. You can just go for something else. Yes, it procs with a passive, but could have gone for it earlier. But right now, look at that. The melt is too strong, and then will get taken down.
Okay, and with this, but the follow-ups are also pretty insane out there. But Hayabusa tries to, try and take that kill instead. It gets the Uno reverse card, gets taken down. So with this, maybe Team Peak might just end it directly or might go in for the Lord. It's up to them to decide because they have Lemon healing up with every proc of the skill. And the stun ramp on Lap is crazy. So then with 2 dashes, trying to take down the army. And he took power to that kill, but he will play down with the fountain there though. And with this Granger, the only one remaining, doing a bit of a recall out there. Just though, base is HP completely melted down. But in the hands of Team Peak.
We'll take the first game, and with it, they are 1 point ahead to getting, of course, into the top and getting the top prize, of course. But on this side of Team Property, of course, they're going to be down 1 point, and let's see if they can get the next game and make it a third game possible. If not, Peak, of course, being a mythical team, will just get a clean sweep. I do think this game could have been ended at around 9 minutes. Yeah, around 9 minutes. But I think they kind of overextended when they could have just gone back. Because, respawn, that just wasted a few precious seconds there. So, of course, Peak, you already know it, you have the game, so definitely try to make sure that you lessen those kind of engages. But with it, I think we're going to be going into the game number 2. Do we go for a little break, or do we go straight to game number 2?
I think
I think we'll go for a short little break. Then we'll go to game number 2. Stick around. We'll be right back.
And
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to, of course, FSN Community Tournament, and we're going to be going back into the best of 3 series between Team Peak and Team I Bought a Property in Egypt. So, of course, Peak already has their high ground, 1 point into this best of 3 series, and if they win this one, they're going to be proceeding to, of course, if I'm not mistaken, the finals. So with it, let's see if the side of I Bought a Property in Egypt can go for a third game or they will get swept. Of course, I'm back again as your caster, Ray, myself, and joining me is going to be Asaya on the caster's desk.
And with that, once again, we do see the Kalia being panned out from the side of Team Egypt. And this time, Peak knows that Zushin was the one who made the game for them. You know, he gave that early. He is that crazy strong monster of the early. Yep, just banned her away because they do not have the first pick this time. This team, it's kind of crazy that they are just doing the respect bans because we did see that there was some India and Joy coming up, right? And Izo did wreak havoc into the backlines. I would say respect bans coming up. Final ban too, though. Will it also be a respect ban, right?
Most likely. I think, wait, Joy, the Kalia makes sense. If they go for another respect ban, what hero can they really go for? Kaja is not something. Lapu, yeah, possibly just the Lapu. But they can pick it up for themselves as well. So let's see what they will go for. Going for maybe the Grok or maybe... Yeah, okay, they go for... I'm not sure. I don't really think that's necessary, a carry ban. But let's see, their first pick still get to pick. Yeah, Grok comes in from the side of Peak.
Well, yep, definitely not necessary because there are so many marksmen, right? You can just go in for everything. Or maybe they're just thinking that they're gonna pick some tanky heroes this time. So maybe ban away the only possible disaster, which is the carry. I think Alice is really strong this meta. Maybe pair up Angela with the Alice. They might even have a chance since carry is also banned away.
Yeah, there we go, the issue. They right now give the comfort hero to Ezo. His Lancelot. So, I mean, you guys already know how anybody who plays, tournaments, they know how giving a guy's most played hero, comfort hero is like, I think giving away the Lancelot is going to be spelling troubles for them. Savagery, of course, also has another comfort hero, which is the Lunox. So already Peak is looking really good. They have 2 comfort heroes for themselves, especially Ezo's Lancelot. So right now, either the side of Team I Bought a Property in Egypt can also try to play full comfort and try to just, do their absolute best. What is that, SpongeBob? But yeah. Or they can try to play counter, which did not go the best, I think, the last time. So I think just going for comfort will be much better. So let's see if that's what they're going to be sticking with. 2026, man, it's crazy. We got SpongeBob in it. It's so funny. You can have Gojo Satoru and SpongeBob in the same room.
The sound effects of the skin is also pretty insane. But yeah, I would say in the last game we did see the Cobra being propped up from the side of Peak, right? So maybe have Cobra or maybe Vincedar just to, since you did say that Lance is Izo's specialty, his comfort pick. So maybe, well, since Lancelot is already pretty strong, so maybe try to dismantle or defuse this bomb by picking up some possible counter. Phoebus might work. Okay, Phoebus might not work. Since they already have CC and already a Kimi. Since they're like, if they're planning to keep the Kimi in the mid and CC in the core, that could also work out, right?
They can go for that. They can go for CC in the goal lane and Kimi in the mid lane. But Kimi in the mid lane, when there's a, what do you say, this Lancelot is like very risky step itself. After all, she's a marksman / mage that doesn't have a lot of dash skills except for one, which is, I think, in my opinion, not enough in theory. So let's just see how good it translates, because like Kimi against Lancelot, I think it's very risky because we can dash once. Lancelot can dash as many times as he wants as long as there's a minion. So I think it will be a little bit of a risky player right here. But let's see. I'm not going to judge them just yet. We'll obviously wait and judge if the draft goes well or not. But with it, let's just see. The side of bans are already coming in. They go for the Tang bans because, of course, just like you mentioned, they don't want the Lancelot to be boarded at all. So the Lancelot is going to be completely fine. On the other side, they going for the fighter bands, which is, of course, a reasonable thing to do at this point. Let's see. Okay, they go for the export band. Not bad.
Well, I would say he is pretty annoying. But then again, they have why, right? There is a Vices, there is a CC. I mean, he will be able to melt down the CC, but then again, if you play properly, maybe just dash away. Not a threat for Kimi or the Vices, but the real threat lies is Kaja. Because I'm sure that the only person Kaja will be grabbing onto will be the Vices, since he is that immune. He is pretty mobile. Damage is also insane. You don't want him to scale up towards the late game. So I would say this time, last time it was the Eve, and this time it might be the Vice. Might be getting targeted quite a lot.
Yeah, YSS is obviously, I think, definitely going to be the main contender, and yeah, I think that's what they're gonna do. Like you mentioned earlier, they might go for the Phobius and just push CC into the goal lane itself. Let's see how it goes for them. Minotaur is a solid pick as well, but what is this? Don't go for the Hylos, don't go for the Hylos. I think the Hylos would be unnecessary. I think the Phobius is a really good choice. Yep, I think this should make their lineup have good sustain, good front line, a good amount of counter, and I mean they are not lacking in damage. Damage is not their issue at all. What it's really gonna be, main thing, it's gonna be of course making sure the Lancelot gets shut it down. The Ranger doesn't really get the chance to shine that much, and I think they're gonna be all okay. But there we go. What is that new hero? Sora, right? I haven't tried him at all.
He's crazy. He's a CT monster. He's a sustain monster. He's a damage monster. But I would say this time, maybe taking that Hyojong just to knock down the Kimi. I would say. Then again, he will perform pretty well against the Phobius too. But it really doesn't matter, right? Because all Phobius has to do is zone away the Lancelot. Unless it is the Kaja, who thinks that this Phobius is the bone of the contention, diving in too deep. Just take him away from the team fight. So maybe he's the one who gets suppressed. Again, I would say Minotaur, though, pretty solid choice because the heal is insane. CT is also pretty good towards the late game. But I would say Granger, the heroes who can dash away from the crowd control coming in for the Minotaur. So let's just see how it goes for them.
Okay, anyways, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Land of Dawn. It's going to be Team iboughtapropertyinegypt on blue side versus Team Pig on the red side. And let's see if this is going to be a sweep or iboughtapropertyinegypt can make a comeback. But, looking at Minotaur's this skin, man, I could only think of one thing. His color is blue, right? And that just got me thinking. He's usually red, is it? So, he's a Red Bull.
He has become a cool bull now. But he just, just look at the way he just fades, maybe what's called, camouflage with the bushes.
Helps, I guess. But okay, Hyojong, I think he's ready. Because no effort to retreat, or did he just accept his fate? Because Simplify is already used. Maybe he doesn't have a dash. Maybe. I think that could have been a chance. Oh no, that was not leg. I think he just accepted his fate. He used his Petrifying dash. And that was just unfortunate timing.
I would say she made sure that she does not come up with that passive proc coming in from the Hyojong. This, I would say, pretty good gameplay coming in for the CC. And right now, since the XP is already onto some lag, they might see some rotation coming in on that side. Nowadays, you really need that EXP before the hurdle, for the zone, for the damage, the vision. There with this, both the teams just lining up, preparing for the first team fight out there. 3-man knockout coming in, along with the Hyojong also. As it also comes up, Yavi has to retreat along with the Phobius. The first hurdle, like 20 seconds away, but that just some skirmish poking going on.
And nothing much out of sort. Oh, one more thing. CC and Minotaur are matching their themes pretty similar. But anyways, since this is the dangerous grass map, Kaja is really good, and so is the Lancelot and the Ludok actually, because these heroes are really good when they can attack you from the bush and catch you off guard because they have really high burst. But I mean, Kaja doesn't have burst. Kaja will help the teammates burst out, so that's a good thing. Anyways, I think this turtle will go uncontested, or is it? Oh, look at that.
Maybe the Ultimate coming in for the Kimi. Pretty good arcs out there, but look at Minotaur, not even level 4. Pretty squishy in the beginning, gets melted down, and double kill for the Yuzhong. A trip as CC falls on into that exchange. Way too late, I would say. Still goes in for Lemon, procs up the flicker, but really doesn't matter because the turtle is lost, and a triple in the hands of a Yuzhong. Very dangerous, I would say. Very bad situation for them.
Getting away from the game. What is that emote? What was did you not see that emote? It was a blonde person dancing. I'm not sure what kind of emote is that, but oh, top lane, big hero 6, forced to use the flicker. Will be safe, I think. Yeah, he's just gonna be safe right there. But damn, who was it?
It's Ranger.
No, it's Ranger, but there was an emote, a blonde person dancing. I'm not sure who had it. Please use it again.
Okay. Meanwhile, Peak once again coming up on top, just looking to take away the buffs from the Voices because he really needs some farm, even though he is fast. But look at CC once again getting ganged up out there. Ranger, a lot of damage coming up. Kimmy Moore! CC gets taken down by one proc from the Lunox. Finally, it is the Skypiercer in the hands of the Ranger. He's pretty, even though he did get some nerf, but once his guy reaches the limit, it's like nothing can save you from those ultimates.
Absolutely. I mean, also it's got the prime skin buff, We all know when the prime skin is there. Oh, look at the Ezo just styling, but I think that was unnecessary styling.
There was too much of the style coming up. One casualty as a trip. Okay, Big Hero 6 to takes down CT. A 2 for a 1 exchange coming up. Jeremy all the way from the EXP lane first take down. Great, a pretty good exchange as the marksman also gets taken out in that exchange, and Lunox getting bullied up by CT, but the light out for now. Dragon, a majestic lizard with the collector skin. Pretty good flicker coming in from CT, and with this, it is the Minosaur taking it. His Ovi is getting petrified out there. One knock, but double comes in. It is a Uno reverse as Phoebus gets that kill instead.
Yeah, too aggressive going inside the turret for a Phoebus. It really doesn't work out for you most of the time, and it did not for him either. And getting taken down. But the score sells for 5-5. The side of Team I Bought a Property in Egypt right now doing much better from the previous game. Let's see if he can also end this game in under 12 minutes. Look at that, Kaja.
The suppression coming up, but it is the CC command. This is just move away with the dash he has, and the follow-ups are also pretty great coming in from the Ranger ultimate. But look at the damage coming in with the YSS. He uses up that ultimate just take down Lemon, but coming in right now, pretty CC coming in for the Minotaur. Pretty broken tank coming up, and Ranger pretty low gets the double kill. Big Hero 6 falls into that exchange. With this, I would say, type of comeback coming in for the side of Team Egypt. Then again, make sure that they have the upper hand on the macro with this pretty low HP, and Wadu taken down with the passive proc coming in for the lizard, and with this the petrify coming in, and over to that stage, Ichi might not be able to survive this either. Wait, a triple kill. He kills in the hands of a Yuzhong.
I think that was his, redemption arc, because getting taken down right there was an aura minus moment for him, but right now he got back his plus aura, and look at that, mid lane, again.
Oh my god, this combo coming in from the Kaja as well. The Yuzhong is actually wreaking havoc for them, and with this they're lining up once again, and with this, Ranger, I would say a dart 2 in front, gets taken down with a Phoebus. Really needs to make sure that his positioning is maintained well when there is a Phoebus in the team, right?
I think so as well. Oh, wait, 1 second, Minotaur. For a second, I thought he had the reach. Never mind. Oh, he does, actually. He could have went in there, because that was only Lunox and Kaja, but I think the rest of the teammates are not prepared just yet. But anyways, the turtle is going to be coming in. Oh, Ezo, again, very stylish, but he right now has to be a little bit more careful of what he decides to go, because getting taken down right now would be really bad. But mid lane turret gets taken down, and the turtle might be getting really easy on their hand. But Phoebus, I think he has a different plan. He wants to stop it, but his team...
Oh, but look at the proc coming in. Triple ult coming in from the Kimi as well as the CC coming in from the Mino, but they cannot really capitalize on it. Just the Ezo has a turtle for now, and the zone coming in from the Yuzhong is pretty insane. Look at the turtle map coming up, and Phoebus will be getting taken down as Ezo capitalizes on that last hit. And look at Taja going in for the suppression for Yavi. They're even onto the CC at this point, and I would say a pretty good team fight, but not enough damage and follow-up from the side of Team Egypt.
Anyways, 8-2 percentage of score right now, and despite the fact that I bought a property in Egypt looked like they were going to be making some form of comeback this match, Peak had shut it down in chance. Lemonair, hey, they pull up a Minotaur.
Minotaur is just getting battered away with a passive proc from the user, but survive out there. With this, the ultimate coming in from the Vices, and finally it's a shutdown. The Savage Warrior gets taken on behind the scenes. Just look at this. In front of a user, not a good exchange. Meanwhile, me takes down Arkaja. This Jesum going in for the Granger once again. The Lizard into the land of Dawn. He is trying to sustain 3 versus 1 out there. Minotaur with the ultimate trying to give up some. Once again, Ranger falls in that exchange. Joined in by Yavi, as well as the CC. A bit of a damage coming up, but I think kind of immortal at this point, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think it's going to be dying that fast, but let's see. The law's going to be coming up. Oh, Yavi only got the sniper set now. 8 minutes, not bad, considering they were kind of behind, especially as a mid laner, right? So, but let's look into the map pressure, because the side of team has lost 1 turret, so they will have to focus, because if they keep on just trying to put on pressure and do not maintain their lanes, they might be in for a bad surprise. But let's see how it's going to be going. The Lord's going to be coming up, and looks like the side of team I bought a property in Egypt is really... Oh, again, the Minotaur!
Once again, the Minotaur uses up that ultimate, but okay, anyone up, Kids presses down out there. With this, Kimi does not have the front line to capitalize on, although Bove is all alone trying to jump in for the Lonos. The figure comes, but would say Granger as the Lancelot pretty low, although Bove gets taken down. No front line, absolutely remaining. It's 3 for a 1 exchange. An easy lot for the side of the team, but I think they might have some. So Yavi's there, CC's there. Hey, not much of a making difference in those team fights as Yavi gets taken off by the frog of the Udon healing out there.
Oh!
Outlay coming in from the CX laner, and that's why I say crazy in a 5-minute setup.
He's just going absolutely insane, because I don't think that was expected of him, but he definitely delivered that, and with it, I think side of team Peak right now having the Lord. Oh, okay, they're going in for a pressure on top again. Look at that. They really want the bull. Maybe take him down, but okay, Flicker will pop in. So, but the Minotaur doesn't really have Flicker anymore, so this is a good sign. They can catch him the next time they get it. And I think that card should be let go. I think just let it go right now, because you have to defend the mid lane mainly. But I think they defended it really well. A good job done.
I would say the second minion wave almost arriving. It will be getting taken down pretty easily though. And with this, just look at Big, the way they're managing, just fast pushing the side lane, slow pushing the mid lane, and Sync is also pretty well. Meanwhile, Izo takes down the Vices all alone. Pretty good exchange coming up out there. 2-man knockout coming in from the Phoebus, but he's not diving in for now because the backliners, damage dealers aren't there for them. Lord also marching down. The Holy Shield will blast it off, but once okay, just look at Izo trying to flex away. Goes in, goes out. Pretty easy for him. Raja pulling up with the suppression. Knockup from the Minotaur doesn't really actually connect onto anyone, but from the first skill, a 3-man knockup. But the damage dealers are all dead. Now we could do something trying to provide some damage, but with this is the heal coming in from Lemon. No matter how much damage you deal onto that guy, he just heal back up.
I think, what was that? Before I could say even what I thought, Ezo just went in clean and took out the jungler and the main. His name is Papao, right? But anyways, Yawi also gets down. And with it, 2 members down, I think they're in for a clear and they might just push in for a base. Can they?
They might be able to, possible, but they're just trying to defend pretty hard for now. Minotaur is already back, healing them up. He's trying to clear up those lanes, but damage isn't enough. But here comes the man of the match. The laser, the dragon himself with the petrify combo coming in. Onto the Phoebus, goes in, but the heal is there coming in. So with this, second inhibitor of the game also down. But try to take down the third, but look at the knockup coming in. A beautiful hard control for the CC takes down the loop. Finally a shutdown. The Vices as the lizard was in the land of dawn. 3 members remaining. A 2 for 2 exchange out there.
Did you see when the Yuzhang got shut it down? All of them got enough gold to buy their items. I saw 5 items coming up, but again, Superpower gets taken down. And despite the efforts that they were trying to make the comeback, back again they find themselves in the same position. The Granger is the one right now they will have to watch out for. Yu Zhong has done his job. He has put enough pressure. Yes, he got shut it down and gave away a lot of gold, but it's not going to matter anymore because a lot's going to be coming in. They don't have any more inhibitors except for one, but I don't think that one is going to be enough to defend it. But let's see what will happen.
It's pretty easy for peak right now. Let me say, even though the Vices, it is almost 12 minutes, right? And kind of the time where Vices starts to shine. Then again, I do see some mispositioning coming from his side. He really needs the Minotaur as well as the Bovis to engage first. But instead, he just goes and dives in solo. Maybe look out for that. I would say Yaoi is doing pretty good considering that she is a Kimi who heavily depends on the front liner in front of her. And they also, always need to be careful of the lizard with the petrify combo.
Like, there we go. Initiation coming in.
Okay, but there's a lot of knockouts coming up. The Lord is also there. The lizard in the hand of Dawn and Yavi taking out the third slot. Him trying to do something now, but it's also coming in. This is up that first skill just to immune it away, but save him from this terror of a reptile. But there's a complete Nightman knockout and wipe out. And what can I say? A clean sweep in the hands of Team.
Yep, a clean sweep will show up into the hands of Team Peak as they will make a 2-4-0 score against the side of Team Iboughta Property in Egypt. And looks like they will stay consistent this game. It almost looked like the side of Team Iboughta Property in Egypt will be able to maybe prolong the game or maybe at least go for a third game. They could not. They were not able to do so. And with it, they're going to be ending the game on 13 minutes, 50 seconds, and Peak will move to the next round. So congratulations to them. And the side of Iboughta Property in Egypt, the last game they were dominated. This game they tried to make a comeback, but it wasn't enough. Of course, mainly due to the fact that Yu Zhong was a little bit too much for them, and giving away comfort heroes is still a really bad option. But with it, I think we're going to be taking a short little break, right, Asuya?
Yep. But ladies and gentlemen, do stay tuned because we have one more match to come. The second semi-final of today. So we'll be signing off for now.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome back to the second best of three series semi-finals single round eliminations between, of course, Team Intensity Esports and Team Rise as one. So we're going to be seeing, of course, this round unfold after the match between I Bought a Property in Egypt versus Peak, where Team was able to get a clean sweep. So let's see if it's going to be the same or we will see the third game unfold on and we'll witness it unfolding. So I'm back again, myself Ray, and joining me is gonna be none other than my brother, Jeff. Jeff, happy New Year, and welcome back to the Cousins Desk.
Oh man, like, happy New Year. I forgot to mention you. I mean, I forgot to text you, but yeah, sorry for that. But anyway,
don't worry. You know, I just didn't text anyone that way. You know, if you start texting people, you'll get a long list of names and people will be like, oh, wish you, you know. Rather, if you don't wish anyone, you're gonna be fine.
No, I mean, that's bad enough. But yeah, anyways, we are not going to talk about the New Year's resolution right now because it's just going to take a really big stretch out of it. But yeah, right now, it's between team. No, man, I mean, I can't even comprehend, because these two teams, they have been grinding their way all the way up here, to be honest. I'm not going to glaze much about these two because Team Intensity Esports, they are just working more and more all together. Team Rises one as well. I mean, they were in a few tournament which I have hosted personally, and I have seen their progress a lot from being a really dead team, not having the proper communication, the proper coordination that they should have. But now they're eventually growing much and much better here, and with the draft that we are witnessing on towards them as well, like just look at that, it's going to be Hilda, Lucas, and Yuzong being banned, and as well as from the red team here, we can see it's going to be the sort. I mean, nobody wants to face a new hero, right? Right?
Absolutely, considering he's quite broken. I mean, I haven't had my chance to play him, but what of the mouth is, I mean, what of the crowd is, he's really broken. And of course, they go in with the Zushin. It really makes me happy. Like, it's my casting. I'm casting after such a long while, and I just get to see the Zushin first pick twice in a row. I think thrice in a row. So good job. Anyways, the side of Team Rises 1 will go for the first pick Zushin, and let's see. To combat it, will they pick up the assassins for the side of Intensity Esports? I don't know why they kept it void though. It shouldn't be IE, or maybe IE was taken, but there we go. They go with the famous explain him. And Jeff, I'm just gonna be referencing you because I haven't had my time to play the meta that much, man, in this new season. So I will take you as my point of reference. How good is like the Shin and Samus still in the meta?
Generally asking me, Ramos all over altogether, to be honest. He is being a really big of a menace in that one-on-one scenario fights here, though he gets a little overshadowed when it comes towards fighting someone like a Yuzong or a Lapu Lapu. But in this match, both the heroes are banned off right now, so there are limited amount of options left open for him to be counted out. So this time, I kind of have a feeling that he will eventually be really overpowered here, and still unless the opponent team Rises One does not decide to actually go away from his side here and actually make him chase them, because when you're in the grasp of Tamus here, you can't actually escape out of it because he does buy out the coercion side, which gives you, after he hits you up, the 5 stacks actually slows you down. So he has a much better option to chase you down after that, and his first skill actually putting you back once again. That's an even bigger of a death threat here because you won't have any more mobility skills to be running away from him. But for the YSS here, he overall is still a really good pick here. I mean, he does lack out a little bit in the early game here, but when the 5-minute mark, he lanes out, yet lane phases gets out. He actually dominates in terms of those objective fights. Same goes for those one-on-one fights here, and even in the team fights. His Mountain Shocker does play out a really cool role here, and with the follow-up of a Khalid here, I'm pretty sure that they will actually be blasting their way out of that battlefield right now.
Interesting. Thank you for giving me the input. And against the CC, you've mentioned it, right? I think the CC could go into the XP lane still, because last match I did see a CC lane, but maybe not. Maybe this time around they will go for the goal lane, and I'm interested to see. I think Ronkim is the jungler, right? So I think many people know him already. But yeah, there we go. They ban out the Lancelot from the other side. And I think they're going to be going for the mid lane bans most likely. Yep, I think just going for the mid lanes is good. But do you think they will go for a roam ban? Or it's just going to be a mid lane instead?
I mean, looking on towards the side of the intensity here, they already have two of those heroes open, which actually indicates that Khalid will be on the roam here. So I'm pretty sure that they won't be buying any more roams in the ban list. They can actually mark down either a marksman or maybe like a mage once again, because he will still open up, and from the comp which is coming in from the side of team Riders one here, they should actually be indicating onto a spanning out the yin, but they haven't banned it out, so it's fair enough. They have banned out a Kimi, which actually does somewhere or somewhat out damages Lucian, so yeah, fair enough.
Oh, interesting. Sorry about that. But okay, let's see what Sawblade here is going to be picking it up. Okay, it's going to be going for a carry. The carry was picked up earlier Best of 3 series, and it performed really well because it was able to melt the targets. But this time around, not sure. They don't really have many tanky heroes. Okay, looks like Romkim has switched roles. I think he has gotten to the goal range. An empty bed will go for the Joy. What do you think about the placement of the Joy here? I think it's a really good pick. There's not exactly any counter on the side of Team Intensity Esports.
Exactly true. For the Joy, disrupting that Joy's rhythm here, that's gonna be really tough of an issue here, because without any perfect disruption which can actually push her out of that indication on towards her dashes here, that will be a really big of a trouble for that side of team intensity here. And the fact that they have picked up a carry here, that fighter emblem carry is currently matching her up even against those really good marksmen like a Granger, and even against a Nathan here. She does play out her cards really wisely, then only she can be played out really perfectly here. Otherwise, is a really target to be taken down. But the fact that they already have two front lines here, and a Lilia, if coming in, then they can overcome even stronger of a comp here. But overall, if you ask me, against the Moscow in the late game, Moscow will definitely have a much better option in putting up the late pressure now.
Yeah, Moscow is definitely way stronger. Doesn't really come into the like. It's not even about the comparison. Moscow is just. I mean, he has field damage, something that Perry just does not have in any sort of way. So I think maybe goal lane is something that they definitely will have to prioritize. And not to mention the Lilia is not exactly like the best option either, for a simple reason. She doesn't have any crowd control. She's purely like burst as well. DPS burst, because she does take a few, those what was the skill name? I forgot. But anyways, you get my point, right? The blooms, yes, the blooms to get into that stage 4 to really become strong. So let's see how it goes around. The compositions are there. Spells are mostly okay. Nothing out of the ordinary except for the sprint. Going in for maybe a passive or even more aggressive playstyle. But with it, I think we're going to be going into the land of Dawn right here, Jeff.
Exactly. We are in the land of Dawn between Team Riders 1 on towards the left-hand side, which is the blue team, and Team Intensity Esports on towards the red side here, with both these teams fighting off for the semifinals here in a BO3 format, if I'm not wrong, right? Okay, so this is a BO3 format that we are going to be witnessing, the game 1 between both these ultra giants in the semifinals ground here. And with this, Khalid already showing off his really early aggression, going for the perfect vision providence, and already having a check that there is no one on towards the orange pub. But right, I mean, with the comp that's going on here, do you think that Khalid will actually be able to invade as perfectly against the Grok here?
I don't think so. Khalid has more damage, more consistent damage, and he can rotate faster. But Grok is still like a really massive threat. So, but at the same time, I think they equalize each other mobility. And look at that mid lane already, a lot of pressure.
Exactly, a lot of pressure on the land. Blessing being used up, not much of a red being done, but the mid lane already being burned down of the flicker here. So the Lucian will not have any way of escaping. So does the Link, but does not have a purified out of that crowd control here. So that's going to be a little bit of the issue that will be coming when it comes towards the battlefield here, especially for Death Bomb, because he will be having a 2-minute long cooldown here, and we know when the first turtle of the match arises is an exact 2 minutes.
Yeah, and I think that will create issues, mainly because of course the flicker is the only escape spell he has for now, unless he gets a level 4. Then the Crimson Beacon can be used defensively. Look at that, a lot of pressure coming in from the side of Intensity Esports. But look at that, they're cornered, or is the Grok cornered instead?
Another heavy resource being burned down. So does the distribution here, but this bomb already going in a really bad rotation format. So that was really bad path following up, but that lands, nothing actually saves out, and with that empty best actually comes in with the rhythm of joy. a really aggressive charge coming in from the side of Team Intensity Esports.
The 2-for-1 score. The side of Team Rises 1 still quite not behind, but look at the goal side. The side of Team Intensity Esports is actually doing a little bit more healthier compared to that, but a lot of pressure onto the CC, and I think the turtle is going to be the main priority. So far though, you can clearly see Intensity Esports, they have more of a factor. And why is Grok still level 2? Just now he got level 3. I think Khalid's pretty much ahead. I think getting taken down, using his resources early on is not that good, but that turtle fight, I think it's going to start any second as the UCC and Joy are in position. Who is going to be going first? Mountain Chopper popping in.
Not the Mountain Chopper comes in, because he's already going with the aggression here, but it's going to be the order being popped up with the Spear of Destiny being popped up already, and with that it's going to be the Lantern's Blessing. He's picking off Blessing, but he will be surviving with no HP remaining right now, but that's from the someone that is low. Will be charging in, but will be surviving Blessed with a little amount of HP, will be running out without any casualties right now, but the turtle still standing up. Let's see who is it going to be belonging to, because right now we can still see Joy with no electrifying beats here. So does the YSS with no mountain chopper right now, but the map control, the river control is exactly on the hands of Team Riders 1 right now, as they are not letting them go anywhere ahead right now. And with that, Joy MC Bed will be securing that turtle here, but the fight does no one stop, as Tidus will be coming in, securing the kill onwards death bomb. The second death for Lucian here. Ray must be having a lot of pain right now, but anyways, onwards that Reggie Sandstorm already goes in. Blessed will be taking down another Roma. Taking down a Roma. That was a really easy amount of fight that came in for the side of Team Intensity Esports now.
And you can clearly see Intensity Esports has already covered the map. With the pressure from the Khalid, look at him. Khalid is always on the enemy territory right now, not exactly caring about his safety, because he's blessed. Damn. So yeah, 2-3 score. They have almost 1,000 goal advantage and climbing. And if they can get the more turtles, it would be even better for them. Empty Bed right now just got the Genius 1, and Slay will get the boots finally, so he can slay in style, or maybe get slain in style. Wrong Kim will also get a corrosion, but so does Zinc X. So I think it's pretty much equal, but I definitely think Khalid is way ahead, and it's going to be affecting how they take. So I think they're planning to beat down Khalid soon.
Back after the nerf on towards Luciani, I feel like a lot of those roamers, not any other hero, but roamers and CH cleaners, they're actually running out of that Lucian blessing of Lantern pretty easily without any casualties right now. But the fight over with that is going to be the can do stuff. Rulik will be the one marked down with that. The tectonic charge follows up. Secures that kill onwards. Rulik Slay will be taking down the Slay as well, and with that, it's going to be the death for Silas as well, with a really clean kill on towards the bot lane as well. A 2-4 or solo kill if I'm not wrong on towards Rogium.
Solo kill from Kim, not. I think Khalid also kind of helped, but yeah, it was mostly solo, because look at level 7 already on the side of carry, which is not really good, because once the carry is farmed up, Slay will get slain very easily, because Grok doesn't really have any passive that can really help him. I mean, not exactly easy, it's more look at that Bless though, might finally get taken down? No, or is it?
Bless being way too aggressive here, but SOD almost touches him out, but he will stay with a similar pixel, just running away. But yeah, for a fact, Ray, I kind of have a feeling that whenever you're playing that skin, right, that all-star skin, it kind of gives a really huge advantage when it comes towards the SOD being connected more often than missing out. But anyways, on towards it, the turtle fight will already be messing with the mountain chopper being used up on towards Edward. Unity of the fight is moving fine and all out brawl here with the electrified beast already on towards the backline. Left flickering out for the safety here with the black shoe being used up from that. Where are the two? Oh no, that was Starblade anyways. My bad. I saw that. Junior actually missing the but anyways, it's going to be the Raging Sandstorm of Edward Junior will be taken down by Rolling, and with the fight is almost coming in with that. It's going to be the Lance's blessing picking off that Talmud, but he will be surviving. Silas is still standing up right now, but it's going to be Edward Junior being taken down for Starblade as well as Silas. He was almost taken down, but he is still back for the fight. The electrifying beast being used up. Retribution still up, but let's see who is going to be belonging to with that empty bed. Will be securing that turtle without any casualties right now, but the Bless will be picked off with that Lantern's blessing, and he will be taken down, and mega kill collected for MC Bed as well. His bed is no longer empty. SOD, he managed to secure that orange buff. Wait, he actually did.
Can we see that? Moscow. Let's go towards Moscow. I would love to see if he actually got it. I think he got it. Yep.
Got it.
Was it lucky? Was it lucky, or I think it's? I'm gonna be honest. It's a stroke of luck. There's no way. I definitely think this kind of stuff it happens by luck. But anyways, look at that.
Oh,
Going to be putting in the pressure right now. Wrong team slowly trying to make a comeback. Because he's going to be putting in the pressure into the bottom lane. Gets the turret, and right now he's doing a little bit better. Slowly making the comeback and getting the goal advantage. And even though the kill difference is not much, they're moving ahead with that pressure. Back again on the purple. Oh,
Tectonic charge with two people already disturbed. Rhythm of Joy already on the backside, but Edward Jr. will be the one charging a double kill instead. It looks like system as well as Monskov clears out onto a side deck with the Spear of Misery. He goes in instantly secure the kill as well with a double kill onto a top lane. With that, Hamoud going for Edward Jr. but does not exactly predict the outcome of that, as there was the yo-yo already readied up with a true damage, instantly deleting him out of that map here.
it's a full wipeout. Like immediately the side of Rise as one have risen as of course one, and with it they have a score of 11, or should I say 1-1, 11 5, 11 to 5 score and around 5,000 goal advantage, and with it they're going to be able to basically get the advantage they have been looking for, and right now they will cover more ground. Look at that, they already have the big lane cleared out, only the inhibitors left, and right now I think Camus is slowly falling off. He's not able to do much.
So we thought the Camus being taken down to less with a shutdown onto Edward Jr. here with the re-stands them already onto a strong came here, but the Tectonic charge will be saving it up right now as he will be using up the healing stand, but it's not going to be enough as there was the Crimson, not the Crimson but the Beacon's blessing instantly picking him off, cancelling out that effect, and Rock him coming in, securing that kill, and with that it's an easy opportunity for the side of Team Rise as one to secure that first lot of the match.
Done. Let's see what happens there. Yeah, it's gonna go uncontested because Yushin is just not in any position, and he's trying to do something but just can't find any angle to really go for anything. And here we go. He does get a mountain shopper only when the Lord gets taken down. Really unfortunate timing, but with it, I think they will have to play the defensive game. Harry's all alone trying to go for the split push. Will he be able to follow on time? Let's see.
Oh no! There's somebody already connected with 3 people onto a sync. That was a really brutal move in my opinion. Almost recalled out, but sadly that SOD out of nowhere, out of the blue to be honest, because the sky is blue of course.
Damn. Jeff got the dad jokes. Why? Are you there?
I mean, people call me Uncle Jeff for some reason.
Uncle Jeff? Okay.
Man.
Told you, man. I told you. As soon as you get even a year older, people just call you Uncle Man. But anyways, look at that drop.
Tectonic charge on the with the Crimson Beacon. We respond to the backline. Left goes for the backline, but he will be taken down instantly with unstoppable for the empty bed with Rope Team going for his unstoppable on its own, and with that, Ray will be taking down from the top lane, and with that, the middle lane base Surdis will be taking down Sterling. Already gave it up onto an empty bed, securing the monster kill. With that, the base is completely left open, and the next will be taken down from the side of Team Intensity Esports with Rise as one, securing their first match point on towards this BO3 semi-final.
And with it, they will get, of course, their first victory onto this best of 3 series, securing their 1-pointer 18-6, finishing it under 10 minutes when the game felt like it could go long if they had to make a comeback. But of course, I definitely think the Famos fell out in the later phases, and as well as the fact that Harry, after just 1 kill, kind of got a little bit confident and did not stick around to farm more further. But with it, ladies and gentlemen, we'll take a short little break, and we're going to be coming right back with the game number 2 of this best of 3 series semi-finals. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the best of three series in FSN Community Tournament semi-finals. The first game was taken by Rise as 1 against Team Intensity Esports, and let's see if this will be another sweep or it's going to be a third game pushed by Intensity side. Of course, I'm back again as your caster, myself Ray, and I'm joined by none other than my homie Jeff here. But let's see if this game will be a bit different or it's going to be the same story and Rises 1 will win it and of course go towards the finals. So Jeff, welcome back again. Let's see, since this is going to be the first pick for the side of Intensity, will they change their strategies a little bit?
I mean, if you'll be asking me, the previous match we did saw a Lancelot being banned out, but a Lancelot, when it comes against a Joy here, a Joy is far more superior than a Lancelot right now because of the electrifying beat, giving the additional spell ramp as well as the damage boost when she gets that perfect rhythm here. So yeah, when it comes to us talking about the junglers right now, it's a really big of a complex story here because you can also go for a utility, you can also go for the damage type jungler here. So when it comes to the jungler part, you can usually just ban out a signature from your opponents if you know them well. I mean, you should definitely know them well because it's a semi-finals. But nonetheless, from the EXP side, in my opinion, EXP is the core role which needs to be focused on a lot right now because usually people do pick this and that like a Thamus, like a not Yushi, like a Thamus, like a Yuzong. So does a Uranus and a Esmeralda. Does work on the EXP side here, but the major thing which comes around is going to be the micro which comes towards your EXP laner because if your EXP laner is gapped out of, if your EXP laner is losing its own lane here, then you won't be able to do much in terms of the other fights here. So yeah, totally make sure that your EXP laner is having a little upper hand against your opponent's EXP laner in order to have a much better option here. But nonetheless, except for the EXP laners as well, Ray, do you have any other thoughts which can be changed down in the draft from the side of the EXP right now?
Will it grant immortality?
That's what I would say for myself. But yeah, jokes aside, I think the first pick, oh damn, obviously gonna be batting it out. Damn, wrong team, he knows me. But yeah, first pick, Intensity Sports. They can right now go for, wow, Sora immediately. Let's see how good he is with it because new hero, I'm not sure if he's able to master it yet enough because of course I think that's a valid concern for a lot of people. Let's see. How's this guy? I've heard like this guy is just broken. I mean, that's like almost everything new hero.
Let me tell you a few stories about Sora here. When you are playing this guy, you have two types of alts here. One which turns you into a full buffed out tank, converting all your damage stats into your HP. So that gives you an additional HP here. And there is another form which is the Thunder form, which turns all your defensive stats into damage stats. So yeah, this guy is definitely a really broken hero with his tanky side being a really huge crowd control and with his damage side giving him a huge spell ramp and a damage buff. So yes, Sora definitely deserves to be in the ban this year, but with a slight reduction on towards the Lucas, he is back in the picking section here like we saw in the Mythic Showdown as well. But this time we are going to be seeing him being picked out here as well, and this guy is somewhat average now, above average in my opinion, because if you know how to position himself or position him well, if you know how to when to engage and when to use his perfect force skill, you can pull out your opponents outside the turret themselves, from inside outside the turret as well. So yes, that is a perfect hero. Sawblade going in with that. Lunox here, so I'm kind of having a much favor, not a favor, but a really good amount of picks that is coming in from the side of Team Intensity right now because they have a good set of damage here. They have a good set of damage and defense here, and with the Lunox being an addition, giving the true damage with the chaos, the true damage for the melting damage coming in from that chaos here. So yeah, definitely the side of Team Intensity is having a much better option here. But what do you think about the side of Team Rises one here? Because they are looking fully strong right now, right?
You know the fact that it's kind of funny, but it's just a pattern of the last three fighters that the game has released. Sora, Lucas, and Suyo, they all have two forms with one big tanky and one big damage. I just find it ironic. It has been a pattern so far. They even smile the same. Look at that. They even have the same smile. Yeah. But anyway, that's something I noticed. But anyways, with it, Rises 1 is going to be going for, of course, this time they pick up the carry instead. And They will go for a Kufra, a very early Kufra, but I think combined with this Hadita, if they can go in for proper ultimate, it's good for them. But if they miss out, boom, suddenly you're in the dead end. What do you think about the Yuzhong versus Sora matchup? Because I think you'll be able to tell me better.
Against the Yuzhong and a Sora here. In terms of the early game fights here, I mean the 5 minute mark, not even a 5 minute, but a 2 minute mark, which comes in where the EXP takes up their time to reach level 4 here. Before the level 4 mark, definitely Yuzhong will have a much better option or much better time just leaning against Sora. But when Sora gets his level 4, he does get a little bit of those power spikes with two ultimates being on towards his favor here. One giving him damage when he feels like he can take down Yuzhong, he can convert into a damage form and he can actually take him down. And when he feels like he needs more HP, he can convert into the other tanky form of his, the cloud form, and he can actually soak up a lot more damages from Yuzhong here. So Yuzhong needs pulling out his skills really wisely as well. So when it comes towards the laning after the level 4 mark, Sora will have a little upper hand against the Yuzhong.
Makes sense overall because the level 4 power spike will definitely help him out. But let's see how well it translates into those team fights and how well Ryder's One is equipped to handle the Sora, as well as this Grok, of course, and Patrick, right? He should be playing the Patrick. Yeah, there we go, Patrick's again. I have not played the game ever since this skins have shown up, and this will be my first time seeing the Patrick. I thought I would get to see the SpongeBob in the last series, but unfortunately they didn't pick it up. But let's see. How does the Patrick look like?
Bro, he's freaky. I'll just tell you this.
I've seen the in edit. If you
Oh well, I saw it just a few minutes ago before I came to casting. I was doom scrolling reels. Oh man.
I want to see how does he split up. I've actually not seen the effects yet. I want to like, is this skin free or like you have?
No, it's a diamond skin. You need to buy it from. It's in the shop. You can buy it anytime.
Oh, okay, interesting. So, in case you're feeling fancy, you can always get the Patrick skin. Pretty neat by the developers. But anyways, we're gonna be coming in. Oh, even it's so bizarre. Look at that, Naruto and Patrick together. Could imagine 10 years ago you told someone you could play Naruto and Patrick together in a game. People will slap. What do you?
We made it possible, of course. This Moba 5v5. Yeah, come on, man. You guys need to try it out. But yeah, anyways, here in the land of Swan, guys. On towards the blue team, we have team not team Intensity Esports with 1 point behind of Team Rising as the one on towards the red team here. They are leading up with 1 point and need just one more to secure the spot on towards the grand finale. And the side of team Intensity Esports, they need to step up their game. They need to put out their triple S gameplay here. Otherwise, they will be eliminated from the tournament because this is a single elimination tournament being brought for you guys. But anyway, on towards the mid lane, definitely Lunox facing out the lane right now.
Yeah, very typical considering, of course, that Hadida doesn't have enough wave clear at this level, so she's gonna be ahead for some time. Until then, of course, first blood. Okay.
Wait, that was the Petrify being used up already for Sawblade, and I kind of feel bad for Sawblade right now because in the previous game as well he was getting marked down a lot, and this time as well. But wait, right now I don't see the jungler from the side of the man. Glorix is very slow right now, but with that, it's going to be the purple buff fight that is coming already with Celeste already being in a really dead HP zone here, but the purple buff will be secured by MC Bed here and will be leaving Zolrix, a really slow jungler left at the dust, just gasping for air and thinking, when will I get level 4 now?
So why was he so slow? Like, did he unlock the wrong stuff? I mean, fair Xbox has it, but I don't think he's that slow, right? And they are wrong.
The early game he got helped out if I'm not wrong, but no wait, sorry, going for that engage as well onto his intimidation. Does know that there is no retribution, but she did misuse his first skill really badly here, and with that it's already going to be the less retribution on towards that Xbox here. With that, the last study will be there, but the Faraga armor will be popped up with Zolric already in a really bad position, way deep inside the enemy territory, and he will be taken down, and with that, it's going to be the death for Sawblade with that rough face already stub, and with that, it's the 3-kill lead for the side of Team Risers One, already a complete dominance in the map right now, and the turtle is well falling on their hands because I don't think so that Lucas will have any way of contesting that turtle now.
Yeah, it's. I think that was kind of unnecessary. I know he doesn't have the retribution, but that was a very risky move. But look at that right now. That we're going for the Patrick.
elimination. So, but no, wait, the fight is already here. So, they secure the turtle even though he was behind. And with that, Jin comes in, takes down Slay, the Cobra with empty bed following down because of the unleash the beast. And with that, the runway is being used, the Patrick being a menace. Zinnick already takes down that Edward Jr. and with that, it's going to be an equalizer for the side of Team Intensity as well. They are here for blood.
The only thing I can say right now is you've watched SpongeBob, right? You definitely watched. Have you not?
Who has? Who has?
Yeah, if you haven't, you're probably too young. But anyways, the only thing I can imagine right now while I'm watching is Patrick's laugh. You know, like ho ho ho.
Oh man, the fact that you mentioned it out now, it's ringing in my head. But nah, never mind. Let's not talk about our childhood memories. I really, sometimes bring out a casting session. Let's ignore the game, what's going in the background. Talk about our childhood cartoons and fantasies.
But anyways, with it, the pressure of both of these teams is going to be worth it. So what is that recall for?
Brad already being used up, but Zinx will be taken down with the rope. We'll see what the top is already comes down, taking down Slade, and Zinx will be taken down with the Paraka armor without any issues here. Last stand, he was there for the split second, but it will be taken down with Tectonic Charge. Already comes and takes down Death Form into his own death. Great, and with that Sawblade takes down Empty Bed as well, leaving his side empty. And with that, Edward Jr. comes in. Sawblade already taken down with a Flag Dragon Form being used up, but it's going to be the Thorn. Not the Thorn, but the Slam comes in from that Grog as well, and it's going to be Edward Jr. isolated, not isolated, but left alone out of his team, and he will be taken down with Rokim, taking a solo kill onto a Sora as well.
Interesting. Intensity Sports right now, you're kind of leading on, but at the same time, it's not celebratory just yet. Because the side of Rises 1, you're also really going in strong with it. And let's see how it keeps on going. Because the late game scaling, Harry versus, of course, how good is that? I mean, that's the issue, I guess. Oh, again, mid lane, another, but I think they'll be able to survive because, of course, if that burst was an instant lane, but he should be more careful. If that burst was a little bit more, he would have been bursted before he could use the light. So with it, let's go. The throw is going to be spawning in, and let's see.
The throw fire is already here, but it's going to be the oh wait, it's going to be the Titan's punishment already being used up by that Bukla, and also with the backline is going to be the Chaos being used up, and with that, the last stand already used up with the Praga armor, taken down way too early, and it's going to be Zeke who will take down Rook, came on with the backside with that Heaven's Wrath already being used up, and with that, it's going to be the Black Dragon used up straight on towards the fight here, as he is revolving all around. Lane will be taking down Play instead, and with that, it's going to be the shower that will be used up on towards Celestia, might be taking down, but no, right now it's going to be the empty bed being harassed by Zing, and it is going to be the knockout waves being used up with the runway followed up, Death Bomb taking down Zing. The Paraga armor is there for X-Bomb, but Edward Jr. needs to be a little more secure right now because the Chaos was there, but the Turtle will be secured by the side of Team Intensity Esports.
Still, looks like Intensity Sports is going to be a little bit ahead. 97 score, and they have... The turret is not changed much. There's not much macro differences just yet, but let's just see. It will take some time. Retribution, I think that was not necessary. But anyways, with it, I think they will make way towards the... I think they should definitely prioritize the carry, I'm going to be honest. Because carry is more of a lead game, of a madness that they really need to watch out for. And it's not like, what is it? The other heroes are struggling with it. Oh, it's like they changed lanes. And responding immediately, the carry will change lane as well. But take a look at those items. It's going to be the War Axis showing up. Yusha goes in for a Hunter Strike first item. Interesting.
Wait, I mean, people, for some reason, I mean, after I saw the M7 game here, I mean, this is not even the M7, but on towards the MPLPH. What they do is, like most of the games, when they pick a song with a quantum charge, they actually complete their Hunter Strike in order to gain that extra momentum with a passive onto the Hunter Strike as well. So, the quantum charge passive giving them extra movement speed. When it runs down, there is going to be the Hunter Strike movement speed passive as well coming in. So, it's kind of like an additional passive on towards passive here. So, the movement speed is going to be even more expressed right now, but on for the bot lane is going to be Rokim, who will be isolated from his team. Tectonic Charge comes in, already dropped really low because of that Lucas here, but she will be still surviving. He will still be managed to survive, but no, it's going to be the Chaos that comes in straight from Sawblade here. He will be taking down that Rokim without without any hesitation, and Slay comes in, tries to lay down Saw Blade here, but the Brilliance will be there for the rescue, and it's going to be the snow, no, not the snow, but the cloud already being used up from Slay, but catching no one as of now.
Interesting. But with it, outside of intensity, still leading the game. Might be able to make it. Oh, the dragon gets forced in before even finished.
He was melted down without any hesitation. I mean, we just blink that he was gone by the time. Huh?
Yeah, he got decimated. And I think that's the issue. He's going for a full. I mean, it was for full damage, but right now he's finally going for a little bit of magic defense because he knows he just got bursted out by Lunox, by Sawblade, and he doesn't want that to be happening anymore. But with it, let's see. The Sora versus Carry matchup looks like Sora is winning. Look at that, bottom lane, a lot of pressure. And Carry will have to retreat.
Heaven's Wrath being used up, but empty bed already comes in for the rescue. It's going to be the fire cannon being used up, but Think will run out without any hesitation right now. But the mid lane is having a skirmish right now. It's going to be Edward Jr. and Slay being knocked up straight with that iconic chart, but it's going to be knocked up to people too. As well with the rapid standing. Following down the pack tray already with that split play without any hesitation. The Spirit Bomb will be there from the Lucas here. So the Bless will be taking down, and with that probably follow down the same path. So the Slay, but Death Bomb will be taking a shutdown as well by Unstoppable from that Zolric. But a shutdown comes for him as well. With that, the empty bed will be shot in the fight, will be falling on the hands with 2 people down from side of Team Rise as 1, while 3 people straight down from the side of Team Intensity Esports. Make it 4 items, but I can see Bless being in a really tough position, and yes, in order to save the mid lane first here, he sacrificed his life, which was not a great decision.
Not a good trade for them, like you said. And right now, the side of Team Rise is 1. Back again, trying to make the comeback. But one good thing already, Intensity Esports, last game it was 10 minutes, but it's pretty clear the game won't end anytime soon. So they're already doing a really much better job than the previous time. He runs around with his house open, pretty funny. And he has the Krabby Patty.
Krabby Patty, man, he's for some extra Krabby Patties, I think SpongeBob is running away.
SpongeBob, yeah, unfortunately, but look at that mid lane.
It's already going to be the Tsunami Slamming used up, and with that Zolric already goes in with that Unleash the Beast, but not enough, and it's going to be the death for okay with that thing. First hit, and Edward Jr. already takes down Bless here. No forward charges for the Tectonic, and with that is going to be the Cloudburst used up. Empty Bed takes down that killing spree on towards Sawblade, as with that the Lord is falling on the hands of Team Rise as 1 without any hesitation, as the jungler is still there, as the distribution battle might still be commencing, but with the forward charge that comes in from the side of Team Rise as 1, it's really hard for them to engage right now, but it's going to be the dump the use of Lucas. With that, Unleash the Beast not available right now, but Blink will be taking out Death Bomb right now. The Turtle is still there, and with that, the Heaven's Wrath will be used up, and with that, the Thunder charges as well already on towards the side. Blink trying to go in, popping down the Furaka armor, but it's still standing up as he does not have enough damage. Edward Jr. will be taken down by Bliss right now, but Patrick already comes in, being an absolute menace like he is right now. But the Chaos will be there, last insanity being used up, but no, it's remaining for the Xbox to be contesting for the Lord. Yeah, and with that, the Lord is looking like a really good chance for the side of Team Intensity Esports to be coming in and securing that Lord right now, and without any hesitation, they will do the exact same right now. But the Death Bomb is still coming in, might be going in for the rope. And he is going for it. Will he be able to see it out though? And he is not able to. The Silence will be taking it down to left. Will be taking it out to Slay right now. And Death Bomb will be following down the same grave with the Chaos Art from Sawblade right now. And it's going to be Empty Bed really in a bad position with no Faraga armor for him, with the mid lane being at a little cage with the remaining with a single hit might be taken down, but not right now. As it's going to be Silence and Sawblade who are down from the side of Team Intensity Esports. A 2-for-2 trade, but a lot falls on the hands of Team Intensity Esports, giving them a little upper hand right now.
And with this 18 to 17 score, they're clearly able to put the pressure back into the side of Team Rise as 1. But let's see for how long it lasts, because Empty Bed right now, of course, being an Xborg gets way stronger in the later game, and if you don't have... Oh, Zorox actually gets a target, but let's see.
Oh, it's going to be Zorox who will be taken down by Death Bomb. Zombie comes and takes on Sawblade, but Death Bomb is hungry for more, and he takes on a double kill onto a Phoenix right now. Death Bomb will be running away with this first kill without any hesitation right now, and with that the Lord is still marching in the bot lane, but it's easy clear for the side of Team Rise as 1 right now. But the Blessed and Silas is trying to be an even bigger of a threat right now, as they are will finally be taken down. Just imagine, Ray. It's the 12-minute mark, 12-30 second mark, and the mid lane from one team has finally been taken down. It was such a long battle for the mid lane.
Absolutely right. And with it, that top lane, they might be able to get the targets. They have the damage.
Exactly, they are going in for Mo, and Patrick is isolated right now, but the split that will be there from Blue, and it's going to be top lane. Last time he misses down, not able to cross down that wall, but the wall from Grok will be making a barrier for both, ending the fight.
And the next lord will show up only after a minute, so they have enough time. But the main crucial man is going to be Wrong Kim right now, because he's the one with the most damage dealing, and that is going to be the main standpoint from here on. Zolrox though, so far being the main carry of the team and doing a fantastic job at it. So if he gets taken down a few more times, then his scaling will obviously not matter as much anymore. But with it, Wrong Kim picks up, of course, a malefic gun, and with it, damage so much. So he's alone.
Dolly in a 4-1 scenario, but there's going to be the winter from the Black Dragon from all these new stuff. Dolly will be taken down by MC Ben. Last stand gets that bomb, takes down Sphinx as well, and it's going to be the brilliant already used stuff, but will she be able to survive? Yes, she does, but the tectonic charge will be there, and Strawberry will be taken down by Rogue Team. I think that she has the malefic gun, so that's why she is not letting her go right now, and it's going to be the knockup stage being used up, revealing the camouflage of the conceal here, and that is the reason why Grog is not able to do much right now. But anyway, on towards that mid lane right now, it's going to be a lot of pressure, but the first will be there pushing back that Kuka, but the Rogue is already taking down the immortality from Death right now, and the mid lane is looking completely left open for it to be cracked down as well, and they do it, and with that is going to be the side of Team Rises for securing the rhythm, securing the tempo of the game on towards that side.
Absolutely right, and the carry is online, and it's looking really bad for them. And just like I mentioned, that fighter emblem is becoming approaching. Just look at that Wrong Team, already full HP, not exactly carrying anymore. But with it, let's see what really happens. So, okay, there's a fight going to be happening on. This gets taken down. The Xbox drug armor will explode as well. Wrong Team gets a kill. That bomb will get a mega kill secure as well. Slay gets a double kill. I don't know how. That bomb gets taken down finally, but of course at the price of getting taken down himself. And a full wipe out on the side rise as one, as they will march towards nothing except for the base, because they have almost 20 seconds to try to crack down, of course, getting as possible. And I think they might be able to even get the base itself there.
I think I got kicked out of this sword myself. But yeah, for the side of Team Rises, but as they secure the Nexus, and with that, they secure it for the grand finale. Rises won, making sure that they get a clean sweep. It's so easy, 2-0 for this series, and with that, it's going to be the side of Team Rises won. But the second game, definitely Team Intensity Esports gave an intense fight on the name as well.
Absolutely, because you can clearly see the score is 28-20, and it was equal for most of the game, and they were almost, it was feeling like it was going to go to game number 3 due to the fact that Zolrox played really amazing Lucas, but despite that, it's not enough, because MTBet on that Xborg and of course Wrong Team on the carry, they kind of went unsurveilled, because these two heroes are extremely nastily strong in the later phases, and they were not prepared to deal with it. And in that team fight, they really went in all for Death Bomb. They took Death Bomb down, but it was not enough, because the rest of the members, they got taken down one by one, and it was a full wiped out. And with it, of course, the side of Team Rises one day will move to the finals, as this is a full-on knockout, ladies and gentlemen. There's no lower brackets. It is a full-on elimination, and they will go straight to fight P, most likely tomorrow in the grand final. So with it, ladies and gentlemen, we come to the end of the stream, but make sure you of course tune in for the grand finals. And with it, myself, Ray, and Jeff will signing off, and of course make sure you subscribe.